Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Prairie Banana. We're going to be talking about pTGC and UFO, the two index tokens of the entire Pulse network. Index tokens that are strongly bonded with the core RH assets, Pax, Pulse, PulseX, Inc., PDI, Teddy Bear, Tropa, all of them. I mean, just a lot. We have very thick liquidity bonding with the best assets on the chain, in my estimation, and the estimation of people a whole lot more experienced and intelligent than yours truly. We're going to be talking about them. We're going live on Spaces. Spaces on my phone. Come through the mic. You guys can type your comments, questions in the chat. It's good to see you, PulseX, again. I'm happy you could be here too. I'm always happy when I can catch a live, which doesn't happen very often. Let me jump in. And we'll see where the conversation leads today. Listen anonymous. So this is interesting. How do you want to join as a speaker? This is new on X. If you guys are logging in on X at the same time or something, it says, do you want to listen anonymously? Probably shouldn't do that, huh? Good evening. Make sure my volume's up.
What's up, Banana?
There's something new on Twitter. When I logged into the Spaces, I don't know if you saw it, but it says, do you want to join anonymously? And I was like, no. So you can join as a speaker or as a listener. Those were my two options. Just something new I noticed.
Yeah, I've known you've been able to do that for a little bit, but I don't recall where the button is.
Okay. Well, the guys are jumping into the YouTube. Oh, and I should be live on Kick. I'm going to add Kick right now. Okay. So the next time I set up Spaces, Zen, I'll set it up initially from Kick, but we just went live on Kick. I think I went live on Kick also yesterday, and it has like one view, which is probably me.
Yeah, that's okay. Gotta start somewhere. It's just a click of a button. Might as well.
Absolutely. I mean, it's free. It didn't cost me anything. So what I'll probably do is do a little bit of research into it. You know, after B Roots's tip about it, I'll do a little looking into it, and then if I feel like it's worth telling everybody to go sub to my channel over there, then I'll do that, and we'll see where that goes. But I mean, if it's free, it doesn't take much effort, then yeah, we should absolutely do it.
Yeah, I don't know if there's crypto communities on Kick or if people go to Kick for crypto education, but maybe for live streams about crypto, maybe there's a community there. But if it's easy to do, I don't see why we wouldn't.
Yeah. So I'll let you know what I find. Well, I was kind of unplugged from a lot of stuff all day. It was one of those days where there's a whole lot of moving and shaking, but not a lot of outcome. Almost. Just trying to do some video work, and my editor was not working. It just was not working for whatever reason. So hopefully it gets going tomorrow. But I was still like disconnected from anything ProveX or Twitter quite a bit. I don't know. I mean, I know that that the private, not testnet, but private, some sort of testing opened up yesterday.
Public test site, pretty much.
Yeah.
So anyone can use it. I think the liquidity is still very low. I don't know if anyone can provide it. I assume that a lot of people don't want to provide liquidity at these levels because you'd be technically selling your Pulse at these levels. But I guess people are still technically selling Pulse, so maybe As more information comes out, maybe Rich can put out a video or something about it. Maybe people will be willing to put up a little bit of value there, and if they're going to sell, maybe just sell on that platform or whatever. It kind of is like peer-to-peer V3 liquidity. You know, I think you can set prices that you're willing to exit at. So maybe, and I haven't used it, so someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you can set the price that you're willing to let go of Pulse at. Maybe that's, 4 zeros too. And when price starts running in that direction, eventually it gets hit and your tokens get bought off of you. Because I don't think it has like a tie to like the on-chain price or, the DEX price of Pulse. I think you have to set the price. So we're definitely interested to know how that all works.
Yeah, me too. I was dinking around on the site a little bit today. But I don't know how it works. It looks like you can select USD. You select your currency that you want to send, and then you select the platform that you want to use, like, for example, Revolut or Venmo or PayPal, Zelle, and then the currency that you'd like to receive. And I don't know how it, like I tried to do a very small transaction with PayPal, and I didn't connect my PayPal with it or anything, but it seemed like the transaction was, it didn't give me any errors, which was kind of weird. So.
Yeah, and then I wonder like where the limit is what tokens you could put up on there, right? Like, do you see like a liquidity section where users can kind of put up the value, or
no, I don't see that.
Yeah, I haven't poked around on it yet. One of these days I will.
Yeah.
And you're basically able to set the fee, and whoever wants to fill it can fill it. So if I want to sell, $10,000 worth of USDC, I lock it up into a contract at a certain price, and if anybody wants to come in with fiat, they have to pay my price.
Right. Okay.
It's that simple, and it's set, it's back and forth. So it's 100% the purest form of a market. The liquidity provider sets the rate.
Okay.
And do you know where that liquidity providing button is, Mando, off the top of your head, or is it easy to find?
I think there may not actually be like an official liquidity button. You might be providing liquidity without knowing it. Does that make sense?
Well, no, you're providing liquidity 100%.
Okay.
It's not like an AMM, right? It's an escrow account. It's basically like a brokerage service.
Cool.
So what you have to do, Mando, if I'm understanding you correctly, you have to say, not I'm going USDC or USD to USDC. You almost have to put in there, I want to go USDC to USD, and then pretty much that just gets held there until someone fulfills it. Or
yeah, it's you choose Zelle. It's connected to your bank, and you're literally, if somebody says, let's say I want to get on Pulse Chain, and I've got $1,000, and I want to use $1,000 to get on Pulse Chain, I can go to the UI, and there'll be a list of all these people that are providing liquidity who want to sell USDC into US dollars.
So you'll click on the buy tab, right?
Yeah, so there'll be a bank of people who are providing liquidity, and what that just means is they want out.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want USDC, they want dollars in their bank account. And they're going to set a rate at which that closers, and you'll pay that rate. And you'll actually see, you can see 5 different people providing $1,000 worth of USDC, and all of them could be a different rate, right? It will pick by default, I believe, whatever the best rate is, but you can choose who you're doing business with. So
wow,
the system already has the USDC locked in the smart contract. So when the individual says, here's my $1,000 of USDC, he pushes a button, he locks it in the smart contract. Once the person says, okay, I'll buy that from you, it uses a technology called a proofer. It's some kind of I can't remember what it's called right now. It's a peer proofer or something like this. And basically, once the transaction takes place, I send my $1,000, my $1,003, $1,008 to buy his $1,000 worth of USDC or vice versa. There's a prover technology that just basically verifies that it's gone through, and it acts as an escrow account. So once the prover takes place, it releases the funds, and you're good to go.
Dude, that is so amazing. That is slick. I love it.
It's literally an escrow service.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
It reminds me of CowSwap. You ever used CowSwap?
Well, CowSwap is I mean, unless we're talking about something else, a different feature on CowSwap, but CowSwap is an AMM.
Yeah.
It's just like a PulseX or a Uniswap.
Well, CowSwap is like, it's coincidence of wants. Like, I want some PulseX and somebody else wants to sell something else. And so CowSwap puts the two together and you make a transaction.
Yeah, that must be a different feature that CowSwap offers. It's pretty cool.
So, does anybody know when this thing is going to be like legit done? ProveX? Does anybody have an idea? How long do we think it's going to be in public testnet?
That's what I was saying, is I think that's the public testnet right there.
Yeah. I just wonder if it's going to be like this indefinitely, meaning it's in testnet. You know, he says it's in testnet, but this, you know, unless there's any major hiccups, then this is the final product. And I wonder if that's the final product.
What is the X account that does all the wallet trackers? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
They do all the wallet tracking. They have like a blue logo, black and blue logo.
Only on Pulse Chain, pretty much? Because I'll ask Brock.
Yeah, it's CryptoSolve or something like that.
Yeah, CryptoSolve.
Sounds right.
That's what it is. Yeah, CryptoSolve.
Or Slav, something along those lines.
There it is right here. So they just did a workup. Let's see if I can post this. See if I can just do this real quick. Repost. For some reason, I can't share into the Jumbotron here. Are you guys controlling who can put stuff in the nest?
No, you should be able to. Let me see if I can. We need to drop that in there anyhow for people passing through. My pinned post I'm referring to. So provided I can get it in to the Jumbotron, go check it out, guys. If you're new to pTGC, There you go. I think it's in the Jumbotron. Yep. 4-minute video, guys. Introduction to pTGC and UFO, the two assets that we're talking about here in the spaces.
Yeah, I was just gonna post what CryptoSlav they did a whole summary on it today on how it works. Let me see if I can just read this one part because I think it's pretty cool. What determines seller price? Supply and demand. Sellers are competing to offer the best deal so they get their orders filled. Those sellers trying to get ridiculous prices for their tokens are unlikely to ever have orders filled. On the flip side, those undercutting the market will get orders filled, but they need to be willing to accept lower offers. Assuming they intend to on-ramp again to provide more liquidity, they may face costs higher than the rate they're providing. Let me just go down to the very end because I don't want to go too crazy on this. How the fee works. At the moment, no, that's not it. I'm not going to read this because it's actually a little bit more than I thought. But they did a full-blown, it'll take you about 5 minutes to read, maybe 5-10 minutes to read. It says ProveX a Dummy's Guide. And this was 15 hours ago. It explains how it works.
I
With
see it.
Screenshots and everything.
Excellent. I needed this earlier today.
Yeah. And I was going to share it, but I can't share it to the nest. I don't know why.
Well, I'll repost it and see if I can share it, perhaps.
Cherry banana. All right, so I just sent it to you. I'm going to chime out for a sec.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait a second.
So I keep hearing like the mention of there's just not a lot of liquidity right now. So I'm guessing that what it needs is people to want to not buy through it, but sell through it for that liquidity to build up. That would be my best guess. And maybe just no one really wants to sell right now, so there's no liquidity there. Like sellers instead of buyers. Because people are probably looking at it like, oh, I want to consider buying, but there's no actually buy orders or sell orders, like waiting to be filled.
Right.
Would be my guess. That was kind of my question when I meant liquidity. I didn't mean like an automatic market maker liquidity, but like just like if you're using OfferUp or Craigslist, you need a seller to be a buyer, right? If you're a buyer, you need to go on there and see products being sold. So, I'm just interested to see if some sellers pop up there and then there's orders to be filled. The USDC one I saw was up there for people's posts, but I kind of wonder, that one is unique because I would rather see Pulse there. So it makes it very easy for us to onboard to Pulse Chain. Then it's just one step. You send a friend over to that site. There's Pulse willing to be sold, even if it was at a premium, 5%, but you're just skipping so many steps, not having to pay Coinbase, not having to pay gas on Ethereum, etc. And you can get them right over to Pulse Chain with one step. That just seems very, very worth it, in my opinion, even at a premium. And then even getting someone to pTGC, then it's only 2 steps. It's only ProveX and then new pTGC website.
Cool.
Which I'm just super looking forward to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a big project to have in the books, man.
Yeah, for all of us who have onboarded people in real life, like even a lot of my onboarding, Liberty Swap was not a thing. And, going through Coinbase, which usually there's a hold on the funds, and then going to Ethereum and then going over the bridge, which takes 30 minutes, and all the fees that, are because of that. Just the gas and having to leave some ETH behind usually and stuff like that. And then getting them to Pulse Chain, it takes a while, right? Like sometimes you have to start them a week early if there's a hold on the funds on Coinbase. So I'm just excited for there hopefully to be a solution to where if I'm having the conversation and they're like, hey, yeah, I'm interested. Let's do it. And it's something that could possibly only take 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm onboarding somebody right now. We ran into that very thing and didn't anticipate it. Gonna buy. Let's see. This person bought Ethereum with Venmo, and then couldn't transfer it to a wallet that we had created, so this person could buy pTGC. And frustrated, like what?
Yeah, where did they buy the Ethereum on with the Venmo?
They bought it right there on Venmo, right there on the Venmo app. They bought Ethereum with their bank account, and I think that if you buy it with your debit card, it will be available immediately. But because the transaction needs to clear the bank, then Venmo's not going to release the funds until it clears the bank. So we did this yesterday. And then today, the funds aren't cleared yet. So cannot transfer Ethereum over to the wallet yet, hopefully tomorrow. And then, this person get into pTGC.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. So for someone who's possibly a no coiner or just dabbling in Ethereum or whatever, right? It obviously just makes the ease of onboarding into pTGC or Pulse Chain so much easier with this ProveX once there's actually, sellers willing to sell a product. If we could get your onboards in literally 15 minutes instead of 3 days, like the ease of that experience, just having a better experience is just going to overall make them feel better about what they just did.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this person was already like, how do you, I'm sure I'm glad you're here to help with this, because this crypto thing, man, I'm gonna tell you, it's overwhelming. It could be very complicated. This is the Wild West of crypto. It'll get easier.
Yeah, Coinbase would have been the same thing too. Just
a hold on the funds.
Yeah, hold on the funds.
Yeah. I heard today from one of the streamers that I've been listening to that's not Pulse Chain. And he was reading some news off of X or news off of somewhere. And these gentlemen were explaining how that there are like corporations waiting on the sides to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they're waiting for the Clarity Act, and which is supposed to like maybe pass in March. So that's a thing. That's something to keep on the radar, is that Clarity Act, and we've heard about it, but I had not heard that there are actually, big bags on the side, big corporations on the side waiting for that Clarity Act to pass before they can actually pull the trigger on getting their crypto bags filled.
As we get more clarity, as institutions can obviously put portfolios in this direction instead of some of the other assets they're holding in their portfolios, more clarity there in general is just great for at least legacy crypto, right? And then hopefully that value and the fact that those assets are going up, that onboards even just more retail into crypto. So if it's retail that's already here that rotates to alts, or just retail seeing Ethereum and Bitcoin moving up, them buying Ethereum and Bitcoin as well, and also speculating on alts. It's all just a pro, especially from these low levels.
Yeah, I agree. Well, gentlemen, what should we talk about today?
I wanted to spend a second. It's not really anything long to talk about, but just a reminder. In the last day, Banana brought up someone he was talking to that he was specifically telling Banana, the reason he's DCAing into pTGC right now is solely for the fact that we're just still here, right? It's 2.5 years from our launch. And if you can literally, we know it's been hundreds of projects that have came and gone, just even on pulsing, let alone in cryptocurrency.
Yep.
Things that have came in and said, we're just as good or whatever. It doesn't even need to be a competitor. It could just be some other narrative going around. But the truth is it's, very cool that we're still here and we're still grinding for pTGC. And one thing I wanted to remind the community, because there was this individual saying that's why he is. If we're still here now, he believes, the success that we're going to have 5 years from now is probably massive, right? That's what I believe as well. Well, I also heard on Sami's video, he brought up, I didn't get to watch the video, but someone brought it up to me. Hey, watch this video. Sami mentions us about this. Is he was bringing up that pretty much pTGC is one of the only communities even left on Pulse Chain. So people are recognizing that we are one of the only communities here left, and we're doing very, very good. And you might not be getting a buyer right at the moment because of activity or putting a comment in, maybe a Sami videos comment section or a Sami tweet or an anyone tweet. It could be dollar cost crypto or really any KOL or even a small guy that you're just, going through his comments. You want to do a pTGC UFO call out or a little educational piece on it or a little picture, whatever. Or also having your PFP as a gray, letting people know that's still here, that we're still here also and we're not going anywhere, right? I feel like a lot of people's fear with even taking a risk in an all-on Pulse chain is just the risk of it not being here anymore. And I know that we know, people who believe in the system know that we're going to be here, but there's still thousands of people within crypto, within Pulse chain that haven't dipped their toes in the water yet. And even at these low times, I think it's just very important to keep pushing. It doesn't take a lot every single day. I'm not asking anyone to spend an hour a day doing comments and tweets and this and that. But if we can separate 5 minutes of our day and either have like a PFP or just do a few comments here or there and just remind Pulse Chain, remind cryptocurrencies that we're here. Obviously, one person doing this doesn't do a lot, but 100 different people doing this actually goes a very long way. And it takes a community for that to really happen. And just, I wanted to bring that up. It's just in the last 24 hours, 2 people mentioned that, pTGC is one of the only communities left. And it's a great point. And I think that we, need to remind our community and ourselves, like, let's keep reminding everyone that we're here and we're going to be a major player in 2026.
Yes. I like that last thing you said, man. I'm telling you what, man. Yeah, we're here week after week, and I knew it's going to pay off. I knew it's going to pay off eventually. Yeah, I think we both did. And boy, a couple of comments today that just confirmed, that's where we're headed. It's going to pay off bigly, man. I talked to a gentleman. You might have referred to the same guy I'm thinking of, but I talked to a gentleman earlier today, and he was telling me how much pTGC he had at this time last year. And then he has been dollar cost averaging, I think recently, I'm not sure about the whole year, but definitely at these lows. And and my estimation is that he has about 100x'd his bag of tokens, like not the value, but the quantity of tokens. I think he's about 100x because he told me how much he had at this time last year, and he has a whole lot more tokens now, and he's very happy. But to me, that just put a highlighter on the power of dollar cost averaging. And I think I do, if I remember correctly, he's one of that told me today that, man, he says, I went around the block a little bit and I came back to pTGC because you guys are still here. I'm like, that's right, man. Good deal. I do not know how to see how many people are watching on Kick, if there's even one. I suppose if there were one, it might be showing on my channel here, but
maybe that's why you can't find it. Maybe because there's no one looking on there yet.
Yeah.
It's always hard to get the momentum rolling, right? When something isn't rolling at all, you got to put a lot of effort in to get that ball rolling. But once it's rolling, it's a lot easier to keep the momentum going.
Yep, that's what we're doing, man. Right here, right now. And speaking about momentum, you know, and this is worth mentioning now, even though we don't have a lot of market momentum, but gold circles, guys. If you guys want to put a gold circle around your profile picture, go to secretobank.com/grays, I believe is the, but you can also just click on the link and on Secreto Bank and put a gold circle around your profile picture. And I think this is going to be important. And we understand that not everybody can do it, should do it, you know, for strategic reasons. But if you can put a gold circle around your profile picture, just go do it, man. And then what you do is make comments on people's YouTube channels, their YouTube videos, you know, whether they're on Pulse Chain or not. And our gold circle will brand our brand on their minds whenever they see those gold circles. And I personally am trying to make the rounds and making comments in people's YouTube videos and on their live streams when I can get to them, and also on their X accounts. I'm trying to be responsive and get my brand out there, which has a gold circle. And then you guys can help because we can pepper some of these comment sections with, you know, we can sprinkle them with a few gold circles and it will draw attention to us. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to eventually reach out to some of these people and you know, want to do business with them, like stream with them, get our protocol in front of them and have a conversation publicly about pTGC with them along with their audience, which obviously will draw eyeballs to our ecosystem. But what helps with that is, you know, getting us making comments in the comment sections and it on their X posts also.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me, Banana. We were pretty much close to having the public testing of the new site ready. You know, obviously the new site you aren't really testing; you're just looking at those stats and staking and stuff like that. But letting the public, you know, create their referral links and use the reward system. As of right now, anyone in the community can use it. If you have someone to onboard, just reach out to Banana. He'll give you the link. You know, run your buys through that and start getting your rewards. Everyone who onboards through the system at the end of this month is also going to get their 2% rewards as well. So that's all good. And then once this is publicly live, you know, me and Banana are going to try to make our rounds and bring this up to a lot of streamers, not only on Pulse Chain, but hopefully more general streamers as well, and just educate them on pTGC and UFO, along with the reward system if they want to possibly earn pTGC rewards. A lot of people maybe don't want a DCA, but they also want to own the asset, and this is a great way for them to earn maybe with their influence and DCA into the protocol without actually having to spend their value, but more, you know, spending their time educating people on the protocol instead.
Yep. Yeah, somebody reached out to me on Telegram today. He wants to make content for pTGC and UFO, but he wants to be paid for it. And he just followed up with me today. He's like, when's that thing going to happen? I'm like, I will let you know. So there's a bit of a buzz, a little bit of a buzz. I think there'll be a lot more buzz once the referral system goes live.
Yeah, also with a little bit of positive momentum on cryptocurrency as well.
Yeah, that will really help. I haven't even looked at Dex Screener much today. How are we doing on the ratio? Let's see. We're probably in the 7s. Yeah, 755. That's good. I'll take it, man. That's an improvement over last week, wasn't it? Let's see.
Yeah, that's something that's new today. Shaka made his dashboard affiliate program live today, which if you want, pull that up on your screen.
Yeah.
And, kind of show a couple. I don't know if you've gone through it yet at all. You can go through it live, or you can kind of show some users some of the things you like on it. If anyone wants to look at the new affiliate program with Banana, so they don't have to look on their own, hop onto YouTube real quick, and Banana can pull it up. And for us on Spaces that don't want to go on YouTube, we have to just listen along. We don't get the luxury of seeing the screen set.
Yeah, well, give people a second to get over to YouTube if that's where you're headed. And I'll show you guys that the affiliate tab on, and you guys can see it on your own at ptgc-ufo.com. But I'm working on a post, Zen. Well, before we go to that, I thought of something this morning. We were having a conversation in one of the chats, and I don't think it'd be very difficult for pTGC to hit 20-1 with Pulse before Pulse goes to sacrifice price. And I think especially with the reward system, I think we could get from 17,000+ up to 20,000 also before Pulse chain gets to sacrifice price, or maybe like a 2x beyond sacrifice price. But I thought that'd be a good 2020 vision, make that a goal. And
well, right now, I think we looked at this last stream. Isn't it only like $300,000 for us to get to 20-1?
Was it a 3x? 3x was.
We're pretty much at 3x away from our all-time high against Pulse chain right now.
615,000.
Okay, 615,000.
Yeah, which is nothing. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it is something over on Pulse chain, but green candles will help. All right, let's look at the affiliate section. So it's this purple link right here. Click on affiliates. And you guys just have to bear with me. I've looked at this one time today. I cruised through it a little bit. We'll just start from the top. So we're looking at February, and the rate is 2%. So that would be the rate that the refers are earning right now. The minimum threshold is $250. So that's $250 of sold pTGC, or is that $250 in rewards?
Sold pTGC. So $250 of pTGC bought under your referral code.
Okay. Yep. 5% fee is.
I think that'd be $5. That would be a $5 reward minimum, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know what this 5% fee cover means in the upper right?
Yeah, that just means that we're doing the math on how much extra pTGC we need to send, because the 5% will get reduced. So we're pretty much sending what we owe you plus 5%. So then when it gets to you, you're not absorbing the 5%. The vault pretty much is.
Right, which is a
toggle. So he made it to where I can turn that off and on. If for some reason I chose to turn it off.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you're being more generous than I would, to be honest with you. I would have let you eat that all day long.
This is a really,
I'm glad you got the toggle.
yeah, this is the genuine gentleman way to do it, man. Okay, so we have two tabs. We have leaderboard. There's the leaderboard. Let's look at this month, February, and you can see the most referrals is the Prairie Banana. That's just because I was doing a bucket ton of transactions, guys. They were tiny transactions, and that's most referrals. And then to the right, you have most pTGC bought. And so far, it's Staker Slade with 136.34 million pTGC bought. So, and that's 4 dolphin positions. So, great job, Staker Slade. In second place is P3 Tester. You can guess that's a test wallet address, and then Extra Crypto in third. And then we're only, is it? Oh, I didn't even scroll down. There's the February 2026 winners. Okay.
I got something to say too. Is this information on this site populates once a day?
Oh, okay.
So keep that in mind. If you go and you, let's say, onboard someone, you can see it instantly on the new pTGC site. But for the information to populate on this site, you're going to have to wait 24 hours for that to populate.
Okay.
At most 24 hours. There's a time where it crosses over. It's midnight UTC. That's when it rechecks all the information and gathers everything that's different and then posts it. But just keep that in mind. You're not going to see it right after you do a big onboard or whatever.
Right. That makes sense. Okay, so what we were just looking at were the all-time champions. That's the yellow section. Down below in the green is the February 2026 winners, and they're all the same. We don't have a whole lot of activity in this yet. So that's the leaderboard, and then the payment. Let's click on payment receipts, and then you can see the payment receipts. There are 16 of them. It looks like
those are all just test ones, pretty much from January. Just testing the payment system because it's automated. So when we cross into March, there will be new payment receipts for the payout of February.
Okay.
And every individual will have their own transaction hash based on what they've generated in the month. And every individual will have their own transaction hash. So every payment is separate per individual, but not every purchase of the individual is separate. It gets tallied up throughout the entire month and then paid out in one transaction.
Okay.
And that's what the receipts are for everyone to view and whatnot.
Okay, so on the main page, once again, we have it broken down by color. The yellow is all time, and then the green is February. So the all time refers are 13, and this number is going to increase a lot. Do you have any idea? I can't wait to see these numbers like a year from now. They're going to be thousands, maybe hundreds of referrers and thousands of buys, And then you can see the pTGC referred 76.59 million. That's the all-time. What is that? pTGC referred? Because somebody bought 136 million. So it's not that.
I need to look at it, but that is possibly what's been paid out to the referrers. I would need to look at
the wording. Okay. Yeah, it can't be that either. Because the biggest purchase so far, the biggest referral was 136 million. So
yeah, between two. And then you're saying, what's this box say?
This says pTGC referred 76.59 million. Yeah, I don't know what that is. USD volume $6,100. Do you know what that is?
Say it again.
A USD volume $6,100. Okay, that's the total dollar amount that was spent on pTGC. Which would be,
that seems like it's missing too, because
which is a volume metric.
Slade has $10,000.
Right, that's true. Yep.
Huh.
Commissions paid 20.74 thousand pTGC. Yeah, and that's paid so far for. Oh, you know what? I wonder if this might just be for January, but it does say all-time high. I mean, all time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to it and look it up. I was looking at the ETH chart real quick just to see how many red candles we've had in a row on ETH. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red candles in a row on Ethereum.
Daily?
Monthly.
Oh. Oh, wow. But it's moving up against Bitcoin, I think, isn't it?
I don't know. Maybe a little bit, but definitely not much.
Okay. Well, we'll have to give us Shaka vibes about that top row, that yellow row.
I'm gonna go over there right now.
Okay. And then below that, below all of that, the yellow and the green bars is the refers registry. And this is where you can go and you can see, and all of this is public, guys. That's why I'm suggesting that you select your wallet and your name deliberately. But you got the Prairie Banana, there's his wallet, the number of buys, pTGC bought, and then the USD value and commission. Of course, this is for February, so it's all going to be unpaid. But then you can go back to January and you can see that there were 6 buys under mine. I'm just looking at mine. And then I bought 69,590 pTGC, dollar value $9.89, and the commission on that was 1.39 thousand paid. And I looked in my wallet and I was paid. But those were just test transactions, just so you know. And then at the very bottom, you can select set up your own.
Real quick, Banana, just for everyone else. I just looked at the all time. There is obviously something wrong there. I think it's showing January's purchases and what that was, not all time. But February in green does look correct.
Yeah. Yep.
I sent it over to Shaka just so he knows.
Okay, it'll probably be fixed before the end of Spaces. Knowing Shaka. He might not be able to. He's busy. But.
Yeah, he usually works in the morning. He's definitely a morning person, so cool. I'm sure by tomorrow morning he'll be fixed.
So, man, this is a small beginning. You know what I'm saying? This is a small beginning, but I can see this getting bigly. I'm gonna screenshot this, dude. This whole thing here, even though it's got a little bit of wrong to it, but this is history. This is history in the making. I'm gonna screenshot the whole page. Yeah, man.
Yeah, my favorite box is you kind of go down a little bit and there's the commission log, and it shows the amount of pTGC that's owed, the commission, and then it also shows the status there as well, which I think is super cool.
Okay, now that's the commission log. Let's go to February.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's already on February. I didn't need to go to anything. Yeah, he just messaged me back saying he'll fix it tomorrow. Yeah, so I'm under commission log. I'm under February, and then right now the Prairie Banana's on top, which it's very, very small of what it's owed, so it's showing 0 there. But when you go to some of the bigger ones, like for example, the P3 tester, there is the 65 million pTGC bought. So the commission is 1.31 million.
Yeah.
And it's unpaid as of right now.
It'll be paid at the end of February.
That's what I'm getting. So then for other users, when they're in here, you can come over to the different months. So if you hop over to January 2026, I don't know if you can click that, you can see that status bar says all paid.
Yes. Yep. And that was all automated, that payment system. Not like not entirely automated, but just like a click or two, right?
Yeah, pretty much just highlighting, everyone on the list or clicking everyone pretty much and then hitting pay.
Yep. We're not paying an admin in India to send everybody their pTGC referral rewards.
Well, more importantly, I don't have to sit
there. That's literally how it was gonna be. That's where I was headed at the beginning. And I was like, oh no. I gotta love your willingness, man. We appreciate that. But I'm glad it didn't work. I'm glad it didn't go that way.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is cool, man. Hey, kudos to Shaka Vibes. This is so amazing. I love the colors too. Okay. Can't go wrong with purple and yellow and green. Sorry, but it's a good looking site. It's great. And this is going to be a money making site, guys. For everybody involved and everybody that holds. That's just how it's going to be, man. In my non-financial advice opinion. Yeah. So our volume today is $17,000. Wow. Down 47% against the 7-day average. Huh. But we've moved up again in ratio against Pulse. That's wonderful. Man, I can't wait to see this ecosystem in its full glory. Oh man. It's going to be a day. Well, YouTube, do you have any questions? If you have any comments or questions, just put them in the Telegram, in the chat, and we'll get them in. Hey, we're 3.6% toward our next whale position being burned, man.
Yeah, we're making this way. I was looking up the volume on Pulse Chain, and it's just over 4 million, which is kind of the new norm right now. I've seen a lot of $4 million days here at the bottom of Pulse Chain. Obviously, that's not great at all.
No.
You go to some tokens on Ethereum or Solana, and they do 4 million easy in the day, if not a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So, it's, I'm not super surprised, we're going to get some lower volume days on pTGC when there isn't a lot of volume and volatility on the chain. But, I think at these low levels, even with lower volume, what we can do is, just trying to keep increasing that ratio against Pulse Chain, because right now it takes very, very little dollar value to do it.
Yeah.
When I'll see like a $5,000 buy come in, and I'll actually see that move up the chart. And when we were at higher levels of pulse chain, $5,000 barely put a dent on the chart. Barely moved it up, barely moved it down, didn't matter, right? But at these very low levels of pulse chain, if we onboard just 5,000, just 6,000, just 10,000, whatever it is as a team daily, we start increasing that ratio. And we're better set up, not only, in morale, at the bottom feeling better, but also for when everything turns around and we start moving upwards, we're that much more ahead.
Yep. OG Josh Grays says, just want to say you guys are doing an amazing job showing up and staying consistent. Thank you, OG. We appreciate that.
I think that's all I really had. I'm trying to think. There were some things I for sure wanted to go over today. The reminder of just, doing what you can, spend 5 minutes a day, doing some comments on some big KOLs or just good pulse chain community members. They don't have to be like real KOLs, but just active people within pulse chain who, are here to stay, and letting them know we are too. There isn't a lot of people active on pulse chain right now, and it's good to let them know we're here, and it's good to see they're here and the people grinding at the bottom. And there's a lot that we can do for very little time, and it's technically free. So the word community, where it came from is, a community in the olden days, everyone tried to pull their part. Some people were hunters, some people were gatherers, some people were building tents and, making medicine, all different types of roles based on their skill set. But everyone tried to pull their weight in some sort of a way. Cryptocurrency, you don't have to pull your weight. You can just hold. That's kind of pulling your weight in some way. But if you are able to spend 5 minutes, get your logo, switch to the gold circle, or do anything that you think is a positive to the ecosystem, let's do it. Let's do it at the bottom, where it probably is going to make the most impact, not only for the user that you're helping or onboarding, or also for the price chart, because the least amount of money can do the most right now.
Yep. Big impact. $615,000. 3x is pTGC's price right now.
I think Shock already fixed the all-time totals.
Oh, cool. Let's go have a look. Okay, gotta share my screen. Yeah. Well, I gotta refresh. So give me a second. Affiliates. Yeah, that looks more correct. So for all time, there have been 13 referrers, 134 buys. Of course, only like about 5, maybe 5 to 7 of those were actually legit buys. The rest were tests. pTGC referred 217 million, and that means 217 million pTGC has been bought with the referral system. Right? Makes sense? Is it? Am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
200. Yeah.
Dude, that's the all-time. We're gonna have an all-time record right here on this site, and then the USD value of that was $16,887, and that's volume. That's $17,000 of volume in pTGC just through the referral system. And we had our volume today is like what, 12,000. So, I mean, if people weren't buying through the referral system, I mean, I get it. They'd be buying through PulseX and it would still be, volume. But how many of those dollars would not have purchased if there wasn't a referrer, over there nudging them? Hey, use my referral link, buy you some, yeah.
Here's the another thing I just got from, if you go down to that, it's like, oh, why are these zeros here? Because I know they referred someone. So if you go down to the commission log, you'll see some people have a commission that they're owed, right? And then some people it says zero.
Yeah.
Even though that they've, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see that? Well,
Yes.
it's because they haven't passed their threshold yet. So they haven't done $250. So once they pass the threshold,
Right.
it will show how much they're owed.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Because I was wondering that, and I sent him, he's like, oh yeah, it's because they haven't passed the threshold. If you change the threshold, then it'll show if you dropped it, you know. But I think the 250 is a good threshold.
Yeah. Extra Crypto was, so he was like actually the first person to get a referrer. He was the first one. I want to be that first one. I didn't even think about it, but he got it.
Well, you're winning most referred right now. Right?
Yeah. That's because I did so much testing.
So as long as if anyone ever comes for your spot, you just gotta send a bunch of small buys through there.
Yeah. Anybody that buys with my referral link has to split their purchase up into tenths. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Super awesome to have this though.
Yeah. We're ready, man. We're ready.
Yeah, such an amazing, you know, even just the entire tool, right? That the entire pTGC and UFO dashboard, just another amazing tool that we didn't have previously that we have now.
Yepper.
Looks like we've picked up 6 holders in the last 24 hours and 37 in the last week.
Okay. That's a far cry from where we were last year, but we're going to get back there. We're going to go beyond. Yeah. Just waiting on. We're not just waiting. I don't like to use that terminology. We are waiting on the market, but while we're waiting, we're working.
You got anything else on YouTube? We can call it a early one today. I actually have to run to Home Depot tonight and get some cement for that water pipe I was telling you about. I didn't have the kind that you can use when the pipe's wet, so it didn't seal too well. So I need to run over there.
Yeah. No, yeah, we're good, man. I think we're set. It's a quiet night.
If anyone has any questions or comments or anything they want to go over, feel free to come up. I was just saying, if we don't have anything much more we need to go over, I'm fine shutting it down early as well. Did want to bring up just how excited I am. I think we'll have the new site ready for the public probably in the next couple days. Super excited for that. If you just want to use it for the stats and the calculators and all that stuff, it's on there. It's got the fresh new branding with the new logos of pTGC and UFO. And then also it's got this new reward system as well. So just new things coming out with pTGC. Going into 2026, we pretty much trended down for the entire 2025, 95% correction. I feel very, very confident we're going to have a great 2026. Obviously, there's no guarantees, but at a 95 correction at the beginning of the year, I feel like it's just going to be a great year for price appreciation for pTGC, with a lot of emphasis on buy and burns and LP ads throughout this year. We're going to keep doing our thing, generating revenue, not only from humans interacting with the systems, but also through the market having its up and down movements and using that to increase the value of the system. We want to increase the holders. We want to increase the buy and burn, the debt address, and we also want to increase our LP. And I just feel like we're going to have an amazing year in front of us. Obviously, that stuff doesn't happen overnight, but just one foot in front of the other, keep working in that direction. And by the time we get to the end of this year, I think we're going to look back and be like, wow, you know, there's people scooping up pTGC at a 20, 25 mil market cap, and look at where we are now, and look at how much is in the debt address. Right now, we've been buying and burning like $1,000 a day of pTGC roughly. You know, even at just that slow rate where we are at the bottom, that's almost $400,000 a year of buying burns. LP ads, obviously we want to keep the LP ads going, not only with just PLS and RH tokens. We've also put a little bit of a focus on some other legacy assets that a lot of community members have been asking for. Ethereum, we're going to put some focus on Wrap Bitcoin. We're going to put some focus on Wrap BNB. We've already actually started the Wrap BNB. So we're not only earning off of RH tokens and Pulse Chain tokens, but we're going to be generating revenue off of other blockchains as well, technically, as those shift up and down, as people rotate in and out of them on Pulse Chain. We now are going to be utilizing those as well to generate revenue. You know, in small amounts, we're going to slowly build those positions. A lot of the positions will be built later on after we get some revaluation, but just very much taking a diversified approach to making sure everything's getting taken care of. The buy and burns are important. LP ads are important. Keeping a reserve of funds just in case if there's a dip or in case things start to pump, we can utilize capital at opportune times as well. And just trying to make 2026 a great year for the Grays.
Cool. I love it. Pressing on.
If anyone ever has any suggestions or any ideas to help, reach out to me and Banana. We're a community here. Obviously, we want to always do what's best for not only pTGC but also the community. And by putting our brains together, we're obviously stronger as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Zen, we appreciate you being here.
Cool, guys. Yeah, we'll call an early one today. I like it.
All right. Have a good night, Zen. See you, everybody. All right. Does it feel like things are slow right now? They are. Maybe it's calm. You ever hear the calm before the storm? I do hope so. Hey guys, so if you want to get your referral link out, have at her. Just keep it off of socials. If you want some marketing material for how to, pitch pTGC, if you want like a video, I made a clean video. It's on my YouTube. It's private. Go into my Telegram. I should have my Telegram link right here, but just PM me. Jump into my Telegram. Scroll up. I put a post in there earlier today with a link to how to create your referral link, and a link to a video, which is my what do I call it? But my pitch, my big pTGC pitch that is on my YouTube, but doesn't have my book ad or my referral link or anything like that. Just make sure you're on boards. Make sure they use your referral link. But if you want that stuff, by all means, reach out to me or just jump into my Telegram and scroll up. And I want to equip you guys to onboard people, because that's what I'm going to be doing. And we work together. We're gonna benefit together. We'll see you guys. Have a good night.